Once you have that answer, can God do it? Oh, can He do it? And what comes behind it is what God cannot do does not exist. And the simple question that has been crossing my mind is it's always very sometimes when people ask you, would you change anything in your life? Would you change anything to get to where you are now? Honestly, some people say no. Some people tell you quickly, yes, that they wish they didn't have this, they wish they didn't have that. But it brings us to a place of saying all the things you are and everything that you have been through and what you are going through right now often brings you to a place of purpose. The story of your life, your background, how you grew up, how you find yourself here, all of those things compressed together oftentimes leads you to a place of finding purpose. So the real question will really be, would you really change anything? Or are you still in the place of looking for clarity? Are you still in the place where God is molding you, where you're going through your test phase? Because it feels to me like if we're to use the same principle of, a child needs to write an exam to go to the next level. Do you know if your life, all the things that you're feeling that is taking time, all the prayers unanswered, all the delays, everything that you're going through right now. I've been to conferences where people talk about something very tragic, but yet while they are expressing the reality of that event or whatever it is that they are talking about at the set time that happened to their life, you see people literally crying and sobbing. But guess what? Lives are being changed, minds are being renewed as a result of that testimony. So you begin to ask yourself, in this person's tragedy, am I now learning from it? What is happening? Because all of these things this person have gone through has given me something to think about. I'm thinking about something. I want to change something about myself or about my life, or have learned something as a result of this. So I've gotten to a point where I know that life gives me everything as a lesson to build on it, not to whine about it, not to stay down about it, but because I know I'll have a place in time where that story will be somebody's snap, where that story will make someone different, where that story will change someone's story. So in real sense, if you ask me, would I want to change anything from who I am or from what has happened? All the struggles, disappointments, tragedies, everything, name them, the good, the bad, the ugly. Would I really want to change anything? And my answer to you would be no. Because all of those put together has brought me here. Maybe we can make better choices. That's why we tell our stories. That's why we don't want the same thing to repeat to our children. That's why we don't want the same thing to repeat to family and friends. That's why we are teachers. That's why we are speakers. We're talking, we're going around saying this is what happened or how it happened. But you can do better. You can make better choices. You can travel a better route. But your story has brought you to a place of purpose. Again, I ask, would you change anything? And that will bring us to a place of actually realizing that our lives feels like we're going through one class into another. Why they say that life is like an institution, you never graduate from. They also say that about marriage. Marriage is like an institution, you never get to leave. You never get to get a certificate. Because it's ongoing, it's going every day. You're learning from it, you're growing, you're becoming mature, you're finding yourself out. We probably didn't get married so early as much as our mothers did, but we actually did get married early. I got married at the age of 26, to be precise. And that's early, because I had finished school quite all right, but at the end of the day, you are just getting to know yourself. So you're getting to know yourself with someone else in the mix. So life is about testing. You're finding out things that you can bear, things that you're not willing to forgive about, things that you grow out of, things that you grow into. Having kids doesn't even make it any easier. But I tell you, all of that is the journey. All of that is the journey, the experience, the expertise that we're using to talk today. 25 years in marriage. Oh yes, I have a lot to say about marriage. I have a kid that is an adult. Oh yes, I have a lot to say about that as well. I have a boy, I have a girl. So that gives you the privilege to talk about two genders. So I am blessed, and I have what to say from the place of expertise, from the place of knowing, from my experience. So there's something for someone to learn. Definitely, there's something for someone to learn. But we're going to be talking about this in the case of looking at it, and one scripture just comes to mind. Humble yourself, therefore, under the mighty hands of God, that he may exalt you in due time. Humble yourself in the mighty hands of the Lord, that he may exalt you in due time. It feels to me like delayed gratification, waiting it out, being patient, going through the test to get to the next level, to pass the test for the next level. You're writing an exam. You need to pass to get to where you're going to the next class. Sometimes life feels that way. Even when it's not what you want, some of us want to get our prayers answered immediately. But the truth is, it feels that way when you take 1 minute to look at your life and know that whenever it feels like you're exhausted, or it feels like something is about to happen, you feel so stretched. Just look around. Check all the milestones in your life. Sometimes I take record of that. I check all the milestones in my life, and you see that for every time you changed levels or something new happened to you, you went through a challenge, you went through a struggle, you went through something new. Something happened to you that changed your mind about something. I have very interesting stories that you're going to be seeing in different parts very soon, that actually gave me a mind shift and turned me into the woman that I am today. Mostly came from experience, interfacing with people, getting to know, just to rely and trust and put my hope and my trust in God. I wonder why people think in 2026 God is cliche. Like, seriously. What have you been through that you think that God is cliche? Are you waiting for something to happen when you look left, look right, where science can't help you? Nobody can come to your aid. You just realize that there's something bigger than you. Then you now look up to it and say, wow, I'm left with just you alone. Are you waiting for that to happen? You don't want to get to a point where you are so in disbelief that you need something to happen to you to give you a wake-up call. So it's never going to be cliche for me to say that my life's journey has grown from grace to grace, from the fact that I share my life with the supernatural and living my life in alignment to the will of God concerning me. So in a place and in a time like this, when I want to talk about something like, what happens when you go through stuff to get to the next phase, why people often don't want to say, why people think, oh, why is it happening to me? Something happened one time, and I was listening to someone sharing her own story. She says she went through so much that she asked God, why is this happening to me? In the next few seconds, she was also able to ask herself, please, if not me, who will it happen to? Because it feels like at that point, you have what it takes to bear what it is, because God never brings any test your way that you can't handle yourself. So you begin to wonder, what happens? A lot of people often desire to be promoted, desire to be an influence, desire to prosper, desire greatness. Few want to appreciate what goes around to getting to that point. People often want to say, oh, how did she get there? Oh, I want to be that person, without finding out what the journey entails. It entails a lot of journey. And those journey forms the preparation, the process to getting to where you are today. So God always will test character. I can say that for a fact, coming from, coming from a place of knowing. For God to actually elevate and give you more responsibility, you will be tested. And let's say you're watching me today and you're looking at it and say, oh, she's saying God, 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 God. Okay. You want to say life? Life will test you. So if you think I'm cliche, sorry, but life will test you. Life will test you. Life will give you what you haven't asked, what you asked for. If not, if wishes were horses, men will ride. Will not just be wishing and wishing and wishing. It will just give you. You will pass through it to get it. You have to earn it. So what is it going to be? A student will get tested before they graduate. A soldier will get tested before they get promoted. God will test you for that next level you desire. God will test you. And sometimes the test will come. And when the test is coming, that's why when you're how will I say, a practicing Christian, when your everyday life is you wake up like me and say, Lord, I choose you today. So when it comes, you're not whining, because how you take your preparation, how you handle your preparation also leads to timing. We see these stories over and over again. We can attest to this when we talk about the story of Hannah. Hannah actually cried and wailed and waited, and prayed. And of course, she went back to her mother. When you read that story, you find out that her mother also had a pattern of waiting for almost 10 years.